Hi, how many times did this happen to you? You're in the middle of a company meeting with your managers and you're thinking, oh man, this is so stupid. What a waste of time. Can you see that this won't work? But you remain silent because you're afraid that nobody will support you. You don't want to look like a troublemaker. And you don't want to get into conflict, especially not with your boss. Now, there may be other colleagues that have the same thoughts, but they wait for their moment in the kitchen and then they start to gossip. And that's a really coward way to express it. And it does not work. But you can turn this around. And Netflix is one of the companies that did this right. So let's take a lesson from them. So one of the basic manager's advice is praise people, give them positive feedback, right? And that is what many managers do. They give positive feedback and they think, I cannot forget to praise my team. So eventually they praise the team for everything. But they never give them a negative feedback. Now, if you never give a negative feedback, how can you improve yourself, your team? Okay? And because the team is intelligent, supposedly, so they will feel that there is something wrong, right? There's always something wrong, something to be improved. So they start to gossip, okay? And you also probably experience somebody who tells all the time all the negative things, and eventually he or she ends up being a hero of the office because that's the only person that says the negative things. But usually it's not too constructive. It's using bad words and it starts to work as a virus and it really causes a bad atmosphere, okay? So now you are in a situation where you give only positive feedback, so nothing improves, and there is a negative gossip that causes a bad atmosphere, okay? So when you think about that, you have to turn this around. Start giving negative feedback, okay? Constructive negative feedback. And it's your role and your responsibility, you CEO, you manager, to create an environment where nobody is afraid to speak up, and also where people understand why is it so important to get a negative feedback, because that's the only way you can improve yourself. And of course, it's always connected with negative emotions. That's our nature. Our basic brain will always react in a negative way, okay? We'll feel like running away. But once you understand this process, you can choose not to react this way. You can let the emotion go away and then you can work with the information, okay? Rational way. You have to educate your team, explain this, have a meeting about that and start having an environment where people can speak up and they are also sure that it will be appreciated. It will be used and things will start to improve. Now, in contrary, there is this negative gossip still, So you also can turn this around and you can motivate people to gossip, but in a positive way. So why don't they say, hey, have you heard about Peter? He closed this deal, and it took him 2 months and it was really difficult. He almost didn't make it, but at the end, he did it. He's so good. So this kind of gossip is a good one, okay? That motivates people. So you can be a leader and you can start gossiping in this way. And when people will see that, they will follow you. And imagine how such a feedback works when a positive message, a positive gossip will come back to you. So imagine that you succeed in something as a team member and now over few people and information comes to you that you are so good. It feels even better than a direct feedback, okay? Because it means something. It went through people. That's a word of mouth. Now, am I right Doesn't it sound amazing? And you may think, it really sounds amazing, but, and that is already your basic brain being afraid of all those things that I just mentioned at the beginning. So if you are a leader of a startup, if you are a leader of your team of a company, think about it. Go to the next meeting and start with this. And you will see the reactions. You will see how many people may appreciate that. Okay? Wonders will happen. If you want to read more about that, I recommend the book by Reed Hastings about Netflix. And if you want to have more stuff like this, just follow us on LinkedIn, YouTube, and see you next time. Have a good weekend. Bye.